podcast where we cut through the noise and focus on what truly drives your success. It's your host, Coach Ablaza, and
And Coach Mark,
today we have a guest, Calvin L. Baldwin Jr. We're happy to have you here, Calvin.
Thank you.
Yes. Coach Mark is a business brands coach assisting businesses through his virtual summits, in person conferences, and coaching program. He is an international transformational speaker and recipient of administration in 2024.
Coach Ablaza is a branding expert, mindset coach, and the CEO of Pink Collar Brands. She's helped hundreds of female entrepreneurs build strong, profitable brands and turn their dreams into real businesses. Hey, ready to level up and focus on what really pays off? Let's get started. Hey, you're now tuned into the Mind the Business That Pays You, where mindset meets money and presence meets purpose. I'm Dr. Mark Holland, your co-host, and diving deep into the art of speaking up and standing out.
And I'm Coach Ablaza. Today's episode is for every entrepreneur who's ready to pitch with power and conviction, tell their story with purpose, and own every platform they step on. This is not just about what you say, it's about how you show up. Coach Mark, go ahead and introduce our special guest.
Hey, listen, this is my man Calvin Baldwin. He's an MBA. He's from Hampton, Virginia, where I went to college. And before I read anything, let me tell you this. When we met down at Les Brown's function, he brought the heat. Okay? He left with hardware. Okay? This is a man that knows what he's doing when he's speaking. He's now residing in Conway, North Carolina. He carries a story of perseverance that continues to inspire. He's a proud alumna of Chowan University. Did I say right, brother Chowan?
Shawan.
Shawan, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure your mic was working. All right. Calvin earned his bachelor's degree in business administration while working two jobs, proving early on that determination and discipline would become the cornerstones of his life. He went on to earn his master's in business administration from Lakeland College, further sharpening his expertise in leadership. As an author, Calvin and speaker, Calvin inspires audiences through his books, including the Coffee Break series and Amara's Adventures. His signature talk, Mastering the Mind, equips audiences with the tools to conquer fear, defeat doubt, and unlock greatness within. That's some good stuff, my brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Known as a fighter for justice, Calvin lives by one of his favorite quotes from Les Brown. If there's no enemy within, the enemy without can do no harm.
That is correct.
Joining us today is, hey, you liking this, brother? You liking
Yes, sir.
this?
Yes, sir.
Joining us today is a speaker's speaker. He's a motivator, a mindset master, and a man who knows the power of the mic. Welcome, superstar Calvin Baldwin Jr.
Thank you so much.
What
Welcome,
you got,
welcome.
Coach?
Calvin, it's always a pleasure to share space with you. You're going to help us shift some thinking today. It all starts in the mind, right?
That is
Especially
correct.
around why public speaking is non negotiable for entrepreneurs. Now, Calvin, let's start here. Why is public speaking so vital for business owners, even if they don't plan to be on a big stage?
Well, business is important, but communication is the key. You can't get started or doing anything unless you communicate. If you want to make a sale, you want to make a pitch, it all starts with communication. You have to be able to relay your feelings of what you're trying to do to be able to match somebody else's need. And speaking is just important. Public speaking represents business growth. It's just not about the mic, it's a message. It's a movement, it's momentum. Every pitch, every meeting, every DM, every video represents you. And a lot of times people say, don't dress for the job you have, dress for the job you want. And so it's the same thing about speaking. Les Brown taught us to be able to speak privately like we do publicly. And so whenever you have an opportunity, you need to take advantage of it. You might not get it again.
Exactly, brother. If you can't communicate clearly and confidently, people won't buy in. Whether it's your brand, your offer, or your mission, people need to feel you before they pay you.
That is correct. Can I also correct one thing if you don't mind?
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
in the introduction, you didn't say that I was Les Brown's favorite student. You know, you're supposed to say that, and he will tell you that too. You just gotta contact him on Saturday night around about 3:30 a.m. If you
Hmm.
call him and he don't pick up, just leave a message, okay? And he'll get back with you on that. All right? Don't
You
forget that.
know, now my road dog, Coach Ablaza, told you that this was live and we wasn't gonna edit, so I got to do what we call a fact check. Okay, I got to do a live fact check.
Go ahead.
And what I'm gonna do, because we got limited time, I'm gonna give you that one. I'm gonna give you that one. So give me something more mindset while I'm mulling over whether at the end I'm gonna hit you back or just let you ride. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure.
Okay. But when it comes to the mindset, it's very important, and you got to be very careful because in a day's time, you'll have anywhere between 50,000 to 80,000 thoughts that cross your mind. So what you think is very important. And so if you look at it, you have 4 negative thoughts comparison to 1 positive thought. And so out of those thoughts, out of 80,000 thoughts, 80% of those thoughts are negative, okay? And 95% of those thoughts came from the day before. So if you're going to move forward, you got to be able to move forward with your full faculty because whatever you repeat in your mind is what's going to happen. Now, one thing that I want you to always remember, okay, is that you could never be larger in the world than what you are in your mind. So what you think
Watch out now.
matters. What you think
Say
matters.
that
Yes,
again
sir.
for me one more time.
Yes, sir. No matter what happens, okay, you cannot be larger in the world than what you are in your mind. So what you think matters. And in this case, you have to filter your mind so that you can stay on task.
Listen, this is what my co-host always says when we talking. Write that down.
Write that
Okay.
down. Yeah. Listen, hold on. Let me get in here real quick. Get Notion, Notion, Notion. Download the app. You can get on your phone, get on your computer, or if you're a pen and paper person and you're not going to stop in 2025, go ahead and write that down. But I got to piggyback real quick off what Calvin said. He said that Les Brown taught us as speakers to speak in our regular conversations in our everyday life how we're going to speak on the stage, because if our verbiage, our words are just slang in regular life, when we get on that stage we're going to speak in slang. So I just wanted to go back and say I remember that tip, and now my vernacular is very it's giving what it's supposed to get. So
On point. Yes.
and we know who Les Brown is, so I'm gonna let y'all cut up. But when I call, I'm like, "Hey, girl, what's up?" I'm like, "Hey, boo." No, all jokes
Hey,
aside, go ahead.
okay. Well. Let's unpack a little bit, brother Calvin. You know, what he say? What he say?
I can't hear you, Calvin. What'd you say?
I said I knew I'd get a rise out of y'all by saying that. Now I knew I'd get a rise. Anything that you want to do, you have to present some form of drama. Some form of drama. People love drama, and so we're gonna bring that in. All right.
Okay,
Okay.
love
Well,
it.
let me ask you this, brother. Let's unpack what it looks like to show up online and offline. Calvin, walk us through how public speaking helps build presence on social media and in real life.
Well, basically, when you look at social media, this is an opportunity for you to sell yourself to people that you might not even have a chance to talk to or touch, at all. So every opportunity is an opportunity that you have to take advantage of. And so if you have an opportunity to represent yourself, you better do it the right way. Take time. And that's one of the things that I really like about Coach Ablaza, because when I first met her, I didn't have all the things that I needed to have to be competitive, and so I had the heart, I had the voice, I had the will, I had the hunger, but she gave me the setup to be able to represent myself well. And so now I have 5 books, You know, I speak often. You know, I read often. I'm hungry. I study. I look for my opportunities. But it's not just about me. It's about the appearance, the setup that I have to go with that. And so when you get an opportunity, you need to go ahead and knock it out the park, because you might not get another chance. And so Coach Ablaza with Peak Branding, I stand behind her 100%. She helped me out with all my books. She helped me out with all my web, my LinkedIn. She
Funnel.
helped me with everything. I mean, from A to Z. And so, and she's even helping me with a lot of my nonprofits and things of that nature. So she's wonderful. And so when you have that opportunity, take advantage of it. But when you have an opportunity in person, that's even better, because business was formed in a handshake. I know I look young, but I'm 49. I'll be 50 years old at the end of the year, December 31st.
What?
But
Okay.
I still remember when business with a handshake meant something. You know, like you looked in someone's eyes, you felt respected, you had integrity, morals. All those things mean something. And so whenever you get an opportunity, shake somebody's hand, look them in the eye, let them know that you mean business and that you're gonna do what you say. But always dress for the job that you want, not necessarily the job that you have. And so you can't stop pushing. If you stop, you never know what you could have had. But as long as you never stop, you're going to get there eventually. You just got to fail forward, learn something from every failure, and move forward.
Okay, before you go, Coach, let me just say this. I
Yes.
appreciate my man singing your praises, because as I told you, Coach Ablaza, when I think about branding, I think about you.
That's right.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so um, I think right now I'm gonna go ahead and let him slide on saying he the favorite student, because he giving you that love, and so I could see his heart. You
I need
know,
it.
he
Yeah.
he's speaking to what he wants to be, not necessarily what is. As far as Les Brown's favorite student, so he's speaking those things that are not as though they are, which is biblical. So I can't even be mad with that. You know what I'm saying?
That's drama.
So go ahead, take us.
That's
No,
drama.
it's
Call,
not your turn,
Yeah.
bro.
call
Yeah.
Les
It's
Brown
not your
Saturday night
turn,
at
bro.
3:30 a.m. 3:30 a.m. Don't call him at 11. Don't call him at 11 talking about this now. Call him at 3:30 a.m. and he's gonna tell you or get back to you. You watch what I say now.
Hey, Coach, you go ahead, because what I'm about to do is get Les on the phone to settle this once and for
Hey.
all.
Hey.
Don't play with me.
Hey. Look. If you're watching live, we might have
Don't you bother that
Leslie
man.
down on the
Don't you bother
phone.
that man. He busy. Don't you bother that man.
We about to- Hey,
It's
look.
on you, Coach. What you got to add
Right,
for us?
right. Well, Coach Mark, what I wanted to ask you, because we're all powerhouse speakers, but we're all different. So I wanted you to give the people a few tips on public speaking and just how can they get better at that?
Well, let me say this, Coach, because you and I wondered whether or not how much we would touch on 9/11, because it's 9/11. So
Yeah.
we want to send out love to all those who lost loved ones and all those that were touched by that. But let me just give you a story from 9/11 very briefly, that will answer your question. Uh, I'm not sure if you know, Brother Calvin, but I was a pastor for 24 years. And when 9/11 happened, a good friend of mine, I was also working as a consultant at the Pentagon. His wife was at the point of impact, one of the planes, so all they found was trace DNA. He came to me and he said, "Listen, Mark, I don't want just anybody coming to my house speaking over my wife. Could you do a memorial service for me?" Now, here's the point I want to make. Before you go in there with a canned message anywhere, you got to go in and you got to read the room. Okay? Now, once you read the room, you recalibrate your message to fit the occasion in the room. So I went in here, and everybody thought, if you recall, that those from Islam were behind this attack. Well, I go in my friend's backyard, and half the room is Christians, and half the people are from Islam. And so I said, "Okay, God, how you going to get me out of this one? How are we going to do this?" So this is what I said. I said to the people, the basic tenet of Christianity is love. The basic tenet of the Islam is submission. I said, if you look at it, they're the same thing. And then I ask the people to really understand that I don't care what culture you're from, 99.9% of every human is the same. It's just a few things that make us different. And once I said that, I asked them to mix up because it was a line. It was like the River Jordan running through, Christians over here, Islam over here. I said, mix up, and for the balance of my message, which will be very brief, I want you to meet somebody that you haven't met that not like you. And that broke the ice. And so what's that key point I'm trying to make? Read the room. Understand who you're talking to, approach them with purpose, and you can't go wrong. And just to add to that just a little bit before I throw it back to you, Coach, what is what is the person that you and I, our favorite, we're his favorite, Les, what does he say? He usually says, send out something. What's that thing he calls it? It just slipped my mind, but a survey. Whoever you're going to speak to, send a survey so that you know what you're talking about. And then show up early and talk to Bob. And then when you're doing your speech and you say, I got a chance to talk to Bob and he told you I'm a fantastic. Bob is now a superhero and you're connected to the crowd. So I know each and every one of us have different tips that we use, but that's a powerful one that I always use. I show up early, I meet people, I get a little story from them that I can remember. I refer to them in my speech, and I speak from the heart more than from the script.
I love
so
that.
Thank you for that opportunity. Yeah.
And
I think that's probably why I'm Les's favorite.
We'll talk this start again. Yes, I like that. Show up early. I actually had a speaking engagement on Monday, and I had slides, and there was nowhere to present these slides. So it was good that I came to get the technology set up. We got the technology. It has to be set up though. We set up a projector and then we went from there. So show up early, like Coach Mark said. Let's see. Now, what I want to tell you is you don't need 10,000 followers to build influence. You need clarity. When your message is clear and your delivery is powerful, people pay attention. Now, you have to make sure that you are speaking on what you're an expert in. We're not going to speak on, doing taxes today, babysitting the next day, how to start a daycare, and branding the next day. We're going to talk about branding every single time. You have to be that subject matter expert. Do not speak on anything that you're not the expert in. People are going to start thinking, what is she talking about, right? And whether that's online or on the stage, stick to what you know and you're the expert in. Here's some quick tips. Practice mirror talk daily. Rehearse your elevator pitch with confidence. Also, I would add into that to go live. A lot of people are afraid to go live. They're nervous. And I told somebody, actually, the speaking engagement on Monday, it was some beauty professionals. I said, who's afraid to go live? Everybody hand go up. I said, you're talking to yourself. Like, even on this podcast, I can see Les Brown favorites on the side. If that's what they want to say, it's okay. But I'm also looking at me, okay? You got to be confident. I'm looking at Coach Ablaza like, Coach Ablaza, you are that girl. Hold on. Ain't nothing to be nervous about. I'm not in here stuttering. I'm not afraid of nothing. Only thing to fear is fear itself. Tap in with me, y'all. What y'all think about that?
Right.
What you got, Brother Calvin?
Hey, she said it right. The only thing to fear is fear itself. And from what I coach people on, fear is basically the minimum of what you need to do. And so you can't live with fear. Go ahead and live your life and be unapologetically you. That's what I say.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all something that I probably shouldn't say, but usually the one that's not talking about some particular subject, that's probably really the favorite. It's probably Coach Ablaza.
Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute.
But I'm gonna let that go. I try to live in truth. You know what I'm saying? I try to live in truth. So here's the tip that I want to share with you. Use the 3-act structure in every talk. The 3-act structure in every talk you have. You want your setup, you want your conflict, and you want your resolution. What's your setup? Give me some background. Prep me for what's going on. Then give me a bad guy. Give me somebody that's doing something great. Give me a Calvin. You know what I'm saying? And then give me resolution, you know. So, because anybody know that if you want somebody to call somebody 3:30, you really don't want them to call them. So it's going you, Coach Ablaza. You got it, girl. You got it.
Okay. I like how you said that setup, conflict, and resolution. Also, problem, solution, and action is how you can set up your slides or set up your talk. What's the problem that your audience is facing? A lot of us are doing stuff we're doing for ourselves. We're like, okay, I'm going to show up, I'm going to get paid, I'm going to go home. But really, you're here to help your audience, your target client. Problem. What is their problem? Losing weight. Okay, problem is losing weight. Solution: work out every day, go for a walk, eat healthier. Eat healthy 99% of the time, because if you don't and you reach a certain age, you're not losing a pound. Okay. Action: get a meal planner, get a workout planner, so you follow a plan. If you fail to plan to fail. That's the problem, solution, action right there. Whatever your business is, that's how you will set up a talk with a PSA. Okay, PSA. Write that down. Hold on. Y'all not saying write that down enough. Wait a minute.
Write that down.
Write that down. Oh my goodness. Okay. Calvin, tell us really quick about finding your core story. It's really important to find your core story. Leslie Brown, he always talks about how him and his twin were adopted and how that formed and shaped his life. How important is a core story, Calvin?
Well, your core story is very important because it's something that means something to you. And that's how you're going to be able to relate with other people, because it means something to them. So if it means something to them, it means something to you, then that's something that you guys have in common that allows them to listen to what you're trying to say. And so being relatable and also being memorable is what we're looking to do. And I also wanted to piggyback off something that you said, Coach Ablaza. Regardless of whatever you're trying to do, you have to be able to be disciplined. I think in the coaching system that I provide, discipline is the only answer, to be able to cure procrastination. And so discipline is the only thing that's going to move you forward. And so discipline will move you forward until it hits what? Emotion. And so a lot of times we have that feeling. You wake up in the morning and you say, I'm tired. But why you tired? You just got up. So at the end of the day, you got to be able to have that discipline that's going to overcome emotions of how you might feel and what may keep you away from your goals. And to piggyback off something that you said, Dr. Mark, I believe in the 5 Ps. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And that's one of the things that you got to do also when you come in the room. And so by getting there early, you really don't know what you're going to come up against. But one thing that you know is that you prepared and that you have confidence in yourself because you've studied. And so when you know your stuff, you know your stuff. And that was one of the things that I love about my mentor, Les Brown, because, when he told me I was his favorite, I really believe him. And at the end of the day, the thing of it is that he's really prepared for every situation. That's why he has all of those quotes ready. He has all those quotes side by side, just like they're his weapons. And he slings them out. And he slings them out so that you can be able to have a story to relate to. Okay? And so when we talk about motivation, we talk about discipline, but you have to be able to conquer your mind. And like he always said, if there's no enemy within, the enemy without can do us no harm. And I mean that. If there's no enemy within your head, that means if you can conquer yourself, if you can master your mind, you master your body, you master your opportunities. When you master these things inside, then outside is a piece of cake. Go ahead, tell them about it, Coach.
That's beautiful. I saw how you slid that in there, and I'm gonna let it go. But I just got a quick question for you, Brother Calvin, because I noticed that you are, I'm assuming that's your company, Baldwin Insurance Group. And so what I wanted to ask you, a part of our title today was why entrepreneurs need public speaking skills. So can you just tell us briefly how your speaking skills inform your success in your business, Baldwin Insurance Group business?
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Doctor. Well, I position myself as the neighbor next door. And so I see a lot of my clients in Food Line. when I leave work and I'm making groceries, I see my clients there, and they want to know exactly what's going on with their policy. They want to know that they care. They want to know that they're important. And so I have to be able to relay that to them so that they will continue to have confidence in me. And having confidence is everything in business. That's the reason why I said before that business was done with a shake of a hand. People remember when business was done with the shake of a hand. Confidence and having trust is everything. So that's the reason why you have to be able to communicate, because you have to build trust. You can't have no relationship without trust. Why am I listening to you? I don't know you. I don't even like you.
Right.
Trust. You have to be able to earn it. And nobody's going to just come out and give you that trust because you're Les Brown's favorite. It's something that you have to earn. And that's the reason why
I realized I had to earn it. I realized it.
That's the reason why I say his name, because everybody trusts Les Brown because he's been in the game for so long. He's been there. And if you trust him, I want you to trust me because I'm his favorite and I'm bringing home every time. Let's go.
Vote for Calvin.
Yeah. I'm surprised you don't have no baby in your arms, brother. You a politician.
He on the
You
campaign. He campaigning.
But listen, brother Calvin.
I no babies, but I do have all my black and red. That's all I need.
You representing. You representing. Now, let me ask you, brother Calvin. Let the people know how they can tap in with you and take their mindset and message to the next level. How do they reach Les's favorite second, favorite, third favorite? I'm sorry.
You almost had it right. Listen. Listen. Hey, let me tell you what. When we was on that Zoom call with Les, and he looked at me and he said, "You got greatness in you." I believe that. But the thing of it is, I found out he was telling that to everybody. But at the end of the day, it meant a lot to me. And so I want everyone to know that you can reach out to me. My name is Calvin Baldwin. You can reach me at cbspeaks.com, where you can be able to see some of my speeches there and also be able to get me to come talk to your church, talk to your company, talk to your university. I enjoy speaking at any cause, for any cause. Also, I want to be able to tell you about my free ebook that you can pick up. It's called barriers2success.com, and everything is lowercase barriers to success. It's the number 2. So barriers2success.com. You can go there and get your free ebook and also sign up for additional information. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Coach Mark, I would be remiss to not do this in this episode. We're talking about public speaking, and I just wanted all three of us to give an example of our story, the core story I was referring to Calvin a few minutes ago. Coach Mark, take it away.
Hey, let me tell you, one of the things that I love people to talk to people about is the brevity of life and the importance of doing what you're going to do now. And one of the things that I do to interest, I always tell them about a poem. It's called A Minute. I've only but a minute, only 60 seconds in it. I didn't seek it and I didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give an accounting if I abuse it. It's just a tiny little minute, but all of eternity is in it. And that is a poem that I share because I want people to know that whatever it is that you are called to do, you need to do it now. And this is not a dress rehearsal. Even though Calvin, repping the Les's colors, this is not a dress rehearsal. We where we need to be, okay? This is live right now.
Yeah. Coach Mark, but tell us, how did you get started in all of this? How did you get started? Where are you at now? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I tell you what, I pastored for 24 years. And then my wife came to me a couple years ago and she said, babe, I could stay here. She was a lower school principal. She said, I could stay here. They love me. I could retire here. Or I can go and throw my hat in the ring for a headship, but it won't be in this area, which means that we would need to relocate. And so I told her, I said, listen, you've been, lockstep with me we've been married 35 years now.
Okay.
I know I don't even look 35. I know this is all, painted on. Okay.
You look good, brother. You look good, brother.
So I told my wife, I said, we've been married 35 years. You've been locked up for me. It's your turn. And so she basically found a position in the Philadelphia area, which meant that we were going to relocate. And so I turned my church over and left that. And then I said, okay, Lord, what's next for me?
Wow.
And that's when, you know, I met Les. I was working with John Maxwell, and all of these people start coming into my life where I said, okay, I'm no longer a pulpit pastor, but now I have my ministry is in the marketplace. So that's how I got started.
Wow. Okay, that's a big deal. Okay, Coach Mark, Calvin L, give it to us. How did you get started in all of this? Life insurance, speaking.
Well, I'm be honest. My father, I was looking for an opportunity, and my father was basically saying that um, he thought life insurance would be good. And I was telling him right then and there, I'm not going door to door for nobody, you know. And so,
Mhm.
I did find, a good outlet and a good mentor, and and I found that I wanted to do more than just life insurance. I wanted to create a monopoly where I would be able to help people with all aspects of insurance. And so I fell in love with auto insurance, then home insurance, then started doing annuities, and I've been in that business for about 10 years now. But when you find something that you love, it's an intrinsic value. Those are the things that we look for. An example of an intrinsic value would be how you might find someone at the church like Dr. Mark. He loves what he was doing with the church, and I'm sure he didn't do it for free, but he had an intrinsic value from it where he would do it for free. He had a
Hmm.
value of saving lives, doing things that he felt was right. And so when you find that type of opportunity in life, those are the things that you need to pursue, because those are things that you would give 110% to. You would pay attention to every detail. These things are important, not just for you, but to be able to see that glow on that person. And so to
Hmm.
find an opportunity where you have intrinsic value, those are the things that you should do. And it reminds me of a statement that Les Brown would always say, what would you do, or what would you choose to do if you knew that you couldn't fail? What would you choose to do if you knew that you couldn't fail? I mean, that right there takes it all from me, because we all have inhibition, fears,
Right.
doubts, things that all types of baggage that we're carrying with us that we never cleaned up. And so, in regards to just being fantastic, living your best life, that's something that we all should do. And so when I fell in love with speaking, it's because of Les Brown, and so I enjoy saving people's lives. I feel like it's my superpower, to be honest. I've really kind of put the cloak on, and I think about it all the time, and I study all the time, and that's what somebody is supposed to do. You have to be able to know more information than the people who you're talking to. And so with that being said, I find joy within saving people's lives, within, changing people's past, giving people hope, allowing people to not be a pessimist, but an optimist. That brings me joy. And I can do it every day. I'd rather not do it for free, but I can do it for free, and I have done it for free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all.
Let me ask, Coach. Let me ask Brother Calvin a question. You mentioned earlier that you had a mastermind coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I have some commercials that I'm coming out with, some advertising that I'm working on right now with Coach Ablaza, that we're going to put that out there. And so we're going to do a webinar. And so in the webinar is going to be able to, change lives and bring about a different experience, where I could be able to make an offer to people, to have them to utilize my services. And so also within that is going to be a community. And so Coach Blas is part of that community. I'm always keeping my people with me, and we're moving forward, just like a troop.
Fantastic. All right. What you got
Yeah.
for us, Coach?
What I got for you is, let me tell my story, my core story really quick. In society, they tell us get a job, white picket fence, get a degree. I did all of that. So I came from San Bernardino, California, the city I'm in right now. Okay, I was speaking on Monday in Los Angeles. I said San Bernardino is hood just like LA, y'all. No disrespect. But I escaped the hood and I went to college. Went to college, I got a bachelor's degree. And even though I had a bachelor's degree, I still wasn't making the money I wanted to make. I still wasn't satisfied with life. I was depressed, I was overweight, I was unmotivated, and I was just living check to check like everybody else was always living. My core story is when I hit an all-time low, I had two jobs. Two is crazy, right? But I was still broke. Two kids, two jobs, $0. It was crazy. One of my jobs was home health care. I had to wash up a 400-pound man every night. Okay, pause. Okay, it was crazy, y'all. Despicable. I could not take that. I had to take them scrubs off immediately. Like, but also I was doing DoorDash. I'm doing DoorDash with the kids in the car. This is 8 years ago, y'all. It was crazy. You know, I'm getting out the car with the food. I'm looking back. Is my kids okay? This is what I had to do for money. Money is a piece of paper, just like this paper right here. And a lot of us have to work really hard for a really little of it. My story is that I had those two jobs and I was like, I just can't take this anymore. I can't be broke and be working 24/7 because my time is worth more than money. I cannot get time back, right? I can get
Right.
money, it's printed, right?
Right.
So what do y'all think I did next? What did I do after I had them two jobs?
You
What do you
prayed real hard that something got to happen.
I did. I did, but look, I didn't gas y'all, but it's okay. And they should know me by now. I'm just playing. So I got a better job, is what I did. I still wasn't woke. I got a job at an office. I think I was making like $45,000. You know how they say you're gonna squeeze the blood out of penny? That's what they did to me at that office. They got every second they could get out of me until I started doing something called the rule of five. And write this down if you have a pen and paper. Number one, pray and meditate. I started praying like, God, this cannot be life. I cannot be working this hard for some money and still be broke. Please. I started meditating on my dreams and goals. I would close my eyes, see the mansion, everything that I wanted, see myself on stages helping people because impact really equals income. Number two, I read books that educated, inspired, motivated me. So books by Les Brown, TD Jakes, Don't Drop the Mic. I read all these books that helped me get to where I am today. Number three, listen to audio teachings. On the way to that job, what our mentor Les Brown likes to call the journey of the broke, okay? I'm listening to Les Brown, Eric Thomas, Terry Savelle Foy. Eric Thomas said, when I wanted to succeed as bad as I wanted to breathe, that's when I would know. But back then I didn't know. I was still okay having a poverty mindset and being in poverty. But I listened to Eric over and over and over and less over and over again, driving to work, driving back. A lot of people right now is just listening to music in the car and they not hungry because this music is not doing nothing to change our lives, okay? Number four, write and review your dreams and goals. A lot of us are just thinking like, oh, I just want to be this one day. I want to open a business. All we do is think about it. It's no actions. Faith without works is dead, okay? Write those goals down and break it down into 30, 60, and 90 days. Five is exercise. Your health is your wealth. There is no money truck behind the hearse, okay? So I started doing this rule of five 8 years ago, and that really changed my life. And I would tell you, if you wrote that down just now, start today. Don't start on Monday. Don't start next week. Don't start in 2026. New Year's resolutions is played out. You don't never do them. You still ain't did them in September, right? So I'm telling you, start today. But okay, y'all, let me get off the mantle, off the pulpit. That's my core story, and I'm sticking to it.
No, that was good stuff, man. You ain't got to stop. We loving it. We loving it.
But yeah, so now y'all know I'm a branding specialist with a branding agency. Let me finish it off. I just left y'all on the cliffhanger. But that's where I'm at now. A world-renowned speaker and author of Who Motivates the Motivator. I actually have two of my co-authors here, and I want them to share just a little bit of what they put in their chapter because I want y'all to know it is a phenomenal book that's going to help you change your life. Who wants to share?
Go ahead, brother.
I'm gonna allow you to take that one. It's a secret on my end. I ain't gonna share everything right now. I ain't gonna share right now. I'll
Oh,
leave
okay,
that up to you.
okay. Well, I tell you what, Coach, I have a school community And what I did was put some of the things in my school community inside my book and
Mm,
inside my chapter. I'm sorry, and just encouraging people on the things that a lot of things that we talk about.
yeah.
We talk about having the proper mindset. We
Mhm.
talk about having smart goals. We talk about basically. Uh, this is something that I haven't even shared with you, Coach, because it's just a recent development.
Okay.
Um, recently found out that I have a touch of podcast. I said podcast. What's that thing called? Prostate
Oh,
cancer.
what?
Yeah. And so when you talk about health, coach, I touch on that in there as well because it's like I had gone to get this scan about a couple years ago, but that was on total body, and they said, "Oh, we'll need to see you for 10 years."
Mm,
But then I came back in the prostate physical exam. They said, we think we feel something. Like, feel what? You know? But thank God that they found it early.
mm-hmm.
And so, I'm just going through the process now of getting rid of that out of my body.
Okay.
Um, and we've got to be in tune with our health. And so, I'm going to touch a little bit on that because I'm just thankful right now. I'm grateful. Um, my mom's 91, and I was spending a bunch of time with her, but
Mm-hmm.
it kind of hit me that I need to spend a little more time with me,
Mm, wow.
And so I want y'all to be just in tune with that, you know, spend time, quality time with yourself. And coach, it's down to the point where on my calendar, when I have like mind the business that pays you, we're going to do our podcast.
Yeah.
It might be another place that's non-negotiable. I'm going to be at this appointment, right?
Yeah.
But then I have another appointment that says Mark Holland time,
Mm,
and that is not negotiable.
yeah.
That is time that I have to spend with me,
Mm,
um, because, like they say, if the bus breaks down, nobody rides.
right.
So, so give us something, brother Calvin. Don't give us something, brother. I know it's a secret, but give us something. Come on.
Man, I can't even lie to you. I've written about 6 books, and I got 2 more coming, and so it kind of slipped me, a little bit. But just understanding a little bit about the breakthrough of what you told us just now. My prayers is definitely with you, and I will tell you this much. Just like Muhammad Ali said, he said the canvas is no place for a champion. So get up,
That's
Dr.
it.
Mark. Get up
That's it.
and be great.
That's
And
it.
as a matter of fact, there's things that can help you, but no matter what these uh, treatments are, or these medicines or herbal remedies, no matter what it is, you still have to believe, and you still got to
Yes,
pray.
sir.
And so just stay prayed up, and stay doing the right things, and everything is gonna pan out. And man, I'm gonna keep praying for you every day, and just pray for me, and we'll pray for the coach too, and we'll stay prayed up together.
Much
Yeah.
appreciated. Don't worry, I'm not on the mat. It got me. I got to be honest though.
Yeah.
For about 15 minutes,
Well,
about
come on now.
15 minutes,
Come on.
about 15 minutes, I was like, huh? What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
That's
I,
crazy.
and I was like, wait a minute. I'm Joyce Holland, baby boy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's all good, family, because hey, I just thank God that that it was found early, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna be responsible and take care of my end, keep myself in shape, and keep it moving.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. I
That's right.
mean, I love what Coach Mark just said because he said, I wrote this down. Did y'all?
did you write that down?
I wrote that down, baby. Hold on. Non-negotiable is time. When we talk about who motivates the motivator, that's what we're talking about. You got to put self-care into that motivation. Like you said, if the bus is down, nobody's riding the bus. You got to fill up your cup before you pour
That's right.
out of it. You
That's right.
cannot be burnt out on these stages. You cannot be burnt out in business. You cannot be burnt out in life and help anybody else but yourself. When you're on the plane, they say put your mask on first, right?
That's
So
right.
I want to tell you, Calvin's chapter is your dreams are not denied, just delayed. So he talks about your dreams, and Coach Mark's chapter, let me see. Coach Mark, do you know the name of your chapter?
I do not have it in front of me, Coach.
Okay, hold on. I got it right here. One second. Oh, the power of motivation and focus. So just what he told us, motivating yourself, self-care. So, and then I got to touch on, he did not tell me that to this episode, y'all. I'm finna cry and scream. My boy, wait a minute.
I know.
Hey,
I
we in it to win it.
Yeah, every week we get on this podcast and Coach Mark tells you there's something that could have kept us off this podcast, but he motivates the motivator. He gets on here, he still shows up. And we're not just showing up for ourselves, we're showing up for you. So Coach Mark, let me see where we taking this. You gave us the minute. Coach Mark, do you have anything else to share with us today?
The only thing I have to share is that if I knew right now that somebody else could be uplifted by the fact that Calvin could be Les's favorite, I would go on and give it up. You know, I would go on and give it up. So I want people to know that it's not about us, it's about what we bring to the table. And these are my friends that we're talking to right now. And so what I have is theirs. So brother, you can borrow it, you know.
Ooh, y'all are hilarious for real.
No, I just want to encourage people, Coach Ablaza, to enjoy life and don't be so busy trying to reach a goal that you don't enjoy the journey. Because we don't know when the journey will end.
Yeah.
So have fun, enjoy yourself. When it's time for seriousness and to get something done, get it done. But have fun doing it.
Yes.
That's all I got for you today, Coach.
We love that. We love that. And Coach Mark, where can they reach you right now, or what initiative do you have going on that they can tap in with?
Well, I have another book coming out, Coach, called Transformative Leadership, and it's going to be accompanied with a workbook that I'm real excited about. The 20th of this month, I'm being in Greenbelt, Maryland. I'm going to be honored with a Passion Purpose Award through this organization, and we can put that on. It's just too much. It's too much. Go to my website.
Go to the website.
drmarkholland.com.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, drmarkholland.com, because it's a few things coming up, and I'm gonna just put that up there. You probably can't see it, but
Oh yeah. Okay.
that's just that I needed to be ready to share it, but I'm not even gonna try to share it. We're running low on time, but
Okay.
some things are coming up. I had a meeting with the procurement officer. All of the procurement officers in the surrounding counties in Maryland are positioning themselves to hire all these people that the federal government and Trump are laying off. And I'm positioning myself, and I'm gonna probably be calling y'all because I can't do it by myself, to be a board of coaches that coach and train these people.
Yes.
And so keep that initiative in prayer.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Now, Calvin, before I pass it back to you, I remember you were talking about discipline, and I just wanted to piggyback off of that real quick. Discipline has to be the biggest thing that you do because motivation fades. Discipline is what really gets that transformation that the transformational speaker Coach Mark talks about. So make sure you have discipline every single day. Some people tell me they love my consistency. Some people call me a robot, but I'm just locked in and ain't no switching up, okay? Because I got a passion and I got a purpose for my life, but also to impact others' lives. And when you're impacting others, you cannot always think about yourself. You cannot always give up when life is life. And you have to show up for you. You have to motivate and transform your own life and then get with your people, right? So Calvin L. Baldwin Jr., we're so happy to have you on our show today. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. What you got for the people? What initiatives you have? Leave us with something, brother.
All right. In closing, I like to be able to let everyone know that it's not going to be an easy journey. And sometimes you're going to have to go alone, and sometimes you're going to have to work by yourself. But at the end of the day, the true value is when you can be able to see yourself having what you're looking for, meeting your goals, completing your vision. And that's what it's all about. And everything that we go through is just a process to get what we want. So the real question is, how bad do you want to succeed? How bad do you want your goals and your visions in life? And what are you willing to go through to get it? And everything else is just a process. And so once again, I'm very thankful to be here today. And I challenge and encourage everyone to be able to do the best that they can every day. You were born for greatness. And so once again, my name is Calvin Baldwin. You can catch me at CB Speaks, barrierstosuccess.com. Thank you so much.
Okay, look, Calvin got that Martin Luther King voice. I'm like, how bad do I want to succeed? Hold on. Thank you, Calvin.
Up with hope, down with dope. You can make a difference. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey,
okay.
brother, when you said that I could make a difference, I believed you. My shoulders got tight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you have to, I really want to let people know how serious it is, because what you think about is what's going to happen. I cannot change 20, 30, 40 years of regret in just an hour. You see, at the end of the day, you have to talk to your inner self for change. If you want to change, you're going to have to pick yourself up by the bootstraps, and you're going to have to be disciplined. You're going to have to be focused, and it can happen. It can happen. But if it was easy, then everybody would have it. But I think that everyone that's listening today has been called, because we've been here talking for an hour, and so that means that they want to grow. And it takes a breakthrough in order for change.
Yes.
Now, Coach Ablaza, you know that in the Bible, when it talks about sons, it's talking about everybody. So you would be included in that, right? So all I want the people to know is that they heard from Les's favorite sons today.
Oh, here you go. Look. Leslie, if you see this, a matter of fact, I'm gonna send you. Y'all cutting up in here. Y'all cutting up. Last time I talked to Leslie, he said, I love that picture that pops up on my screen. It's just pink. It's just beautiful. My pre-saved years. I'm like, what?
He would have been on point.
Yeah, because pretty girls don't work, but we talk about that later. I'm the prettiest here. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Let me let the people know something real quick. If you've been hiding behind, I'm not a speaker, today is your wake-up call. Speaking is selling, and selling is service. When you sell somebody something, you're serving them. You're giving them an opportunity to better their life, okay? I want you to follow us on YouTube at Mind the Business That Pays You Pod, and Twitch at Mind the Biz with a Z that pays pod. And remember, if you're not speaking on it, someone else is. Mind your business and let your voice pay you too. Thanks for tuning in to the Mind the Business That Pays You podcast. If today's episode brought you value, make sure to subscribe, leave a review on YouTube, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this. Because sharing it helps us help more people. It's not just helping our channel or our likes or our views. We are transforming lives. We are helping people transform their lives. Remember, your success story starts with focusing on what truly matters. Until next time, keep minding the business that pays you. See you later.